I'm global human rights journalist David Thomas, and what you're about to watch is called Faces of War, and it documents Vincent Lyn, who is from the International Human Rights Commission's second humanitarian trip into the Ukraine to not only deliver humanitarian goods, but also to help people get out. Many of the things that are talked about and some of the footage is very graphic. Viewer discretion is advised, and we want to thank everyone who participated in not only being interviewed, but helping to make this project happen. Thank you. Vincent Lyn, and he is currently at Riga, setting up for the second mission to deliver goods to the Ukraine. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. I slept terrible last night, but you know what it is because here in Riga, the summer, it stays light like it is now till like 10:30, and it's light again at 4 a.m.
Wow.
So it was really
That would drive me nuts.
It was awful.
Yeah. Two things, like what are the state of things for the war, as you know, as in how is it going between Russia and the Ukraine, and are you nervous going in now again, like when it's heightened? I mean, it's not like when we did this before.
Yeah, we did this before, like I think April 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, something like this. Yeah, certainly the war has gotten much worse, and it's widened. Russia have now, of course, increased their territory, especially in the eastern part of Ukraine. You know, they bombed the kindergarten, they bombed the shopping mall, they bombed Odessa a couple of nights ago. I think just heard that they bombed another place. I think also in the eastern part, but it looks like in Luchansk, where now they have pretty much taken that city as well. So there's no question it's widened. And this time we're going much further into Ukraine than before.
Yeah. Are you in a marked vehicle, like a United Nations vehicle?
No, it's not. It says United Nations. It says it will be humanitarian vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, you be safe, man, and get some rest. And
yeah, I do. I will.
We will. We will see you in the next couple of days as you hit the road.
I will, for sure. Thanks, David.
All right. See you, man.
Yeah.
And you're currently in Lithuania, sir?
No, we crossed over into Poland.
You're in Poland now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're actually, we're on our way to Warsaw first because we've got to pick up some more supplies, and then we'll go from Warsaw into Ukraine. We kind of got a very late start because we had like half a dozen stops to make, picking up various supplies at different locations.
Okay.
So
now, if Putin gets a hold of, gets the Ukraine control of the wheat, the coal, the natural gas, the oil, the minerals, as well as a Kremlin-run Ukraine, which would make him a stronger powerhouse in Europe, that could cause a ripple effect that would cause global economic devastation to other countries who receive those goods and services. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It would be. I don't know if that will happen. Speaking with some of the team here, and they're obviously they're Latvian. We're all in agreement. This is going to go on for some time. They think a year or two. Many think much longer. But I agree with you that this thing, if it goes to that extreme, it would be globally catastrophic.
Right.
And we are already seeing this already, but in developing nations.
Right.
So the thing that's really important to understand is we can, in America, we can, and some of my friends who, from what I posted earlier, they're already thinking, that's still going on, like it's been forgotten.
Right.
But the problem is, and what so many people don't understand, the geopolitics of it is that if this continues, the longer this continues, the more it will affect you, David, and me, Vincent,
right.
and everybody else.
Yeah, and Africa and everyone else that receives like the wheat, the potatoes. Yeah.
30% increase, 40% increase in food, increasing gasoline again, and everything else that we use in our daily existence. So if it's affecting already developing nations, South Sudan, Bangladesh, all these nations that were already on a kind of a precipice,
right?
They're already in the point of famine and starvation. So it's a domino effect that will ripple around the world.
What's the road look like tomorrow for you guys?
We will probably be crossing in at around our time, 9 a.m. So whatever the time is now. What time is it there?
It is 8 o'clock, I believe. Yeah, 7:40.
Okay, so 7:40, 8 o'clock, call it. So that's puts us at 3 a.m. here. Okay, yeah. So we should be crossing over maybe 9 a.m. But it all depends how things go at the border and how long it takes us to cross the border. We can never know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll see. Well, stay safe, my friend, and then we will touch base in a day or two. Sort of
definitely
how it goes.
Okay, great. Great, Dave, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, be safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. But she asked me, she said, would I like to speak with a woman who lives in Bucha, whose husband was murdered by Russian troops when they came in. And I felt a little uncomfortable. I mean, really? does she need to be reminded of this of this story, you know? But she, wow, the strength. I'm writing an article. I'm finishing it tonight. Actually, I'll publish it tomorrow. And initially, I said, no video, no, we're not going to record this.
Yeah.
You know, after debating and speaking with, her name is Irina Abramova. She said she'd be okay with videoing it. And so we went to her home. She met us at the front gate. Opened the gate, and it was very just nice. We walked in, and of course, there is no house. It's rubble. There's just the kind of bare, the stone walls, black smoke. Because when the Russian soldiers came, they threw grenades in. And her father was in the home as well as her husband, and they had a cat. Soldiers came to the door. The husband went to the door, said, you know, what do you want? They grabbed him, took him outside, around the back of the house, which is actually, it's like an intersection in the road. Took him to the corner. They knelt him down. So also there was the commander also back inside. Put a gun to his head and blew his head off. They then threw grenades into the house. The house, of course, because they were incendiary, so it caught fire as well.
Right.
The father of Irina grabbed water pails to try to put out the flames. The soldier then pointed the gun at Irina, told the father, if you don't leave now, I'm going to kill your daughter. So Irina grabbed the cat and her father, and they rushed out, and they were like, where's Oleg? Where is my husband? And she said, and they said, he's not coming. Forget about him. She ran out. She saw her husband lying in a pool of blood. She reached up, she grabbed him. Half of his head was blown off completely. She screamed, she yelled at the troops. She begged the troops to kill her and her cat. They pointed the gun in her face. They said, we're not going to kill you. They then walked across the street and pulled out two husband and wife, old retired couple, shot them both in the head to add salt on the wound. They let the body rot and decompose in the same spot for a month before they allowed her to bury her husband. You could see the pain. Her face was twisted. And it was like, as I write, it was twisted like the metal that was strewn around the ground from her home, from the kitchen, from whatever, you know, the wiring and stuff. Her face was all, it was scarred. It was, she was just nervous, twitching. She had her keys in her hand. Just, you know, it was brutal just to watch her tell the story. Yeah. And it was painful. You know, my friend Yanis, who was videoing it, because of course she's talking in Ukrainian. And he's translating, and I'm talking as well, asking questions. You know, Yanis was in tears. For him, Yanis is 49, you know, from Latvia. he's never witnessed anything like this. Actually, all this is new, and it changes you. How can it not?
Right.
It really does, and that's just one story. I mean, there are so many that it's just horrific that what they did. Yeah. They are all 110%. No deals, no capitulation,
Right.
no compromise. They will all, men, women, and children, whomever, they'll fight to the end. There's
Right.
no way they're going to give 1 inch. Not now. If there was ever a time that there was a compromise that President Zelensky and Putin could have sat down,
Right.
it was probably the day they invaded.
Yeah.
But now, 4 months into it, climbing, no way. They're not going to give them 1 square meter.
You are currently in Kyiv. Is that correct?
That is correct. Where I was today, it's outside of Kyiv. When they came and tried to take the capital, there were 100 or more tanks on the highway. If you remember seeing the columns that just went on for like 10 miles.
Right.
So this one highway, yeah, there were like 100 tanks, and of course, the Ukrainian counterattack, they were repelling them, you know, keeping them out of coming into the city. But with that, of course, as the Russians were held back, they would then, instead of waiting and planning, they would just go through townships and villages of the things I saw today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, yeah, just like, not, I wouldn't say it was systematic. It was just completely random. You know, you'd have, just like on any street, rows of houses, that one blown up, that one destroyed, that one burnt, that one torched, that one fine, like nothing ever happened. The colleague of mine that I partnered with, his first name is Evgeny. He runs a big NGO here. He took us to his home, and he is actually kind of like sits on like council of his municipality.
Right.
Yeah. He was driving us through, you know, and it was just like complete random, and he was explaining how the Russians came on, just there was this one street where he lives on, and of course lots of houses, and it's more kind of in the country, you know, people have gardens and all this types of things, and an acre of land, and he said he counted 28 tanks on this one street, and they would just blow up a house. Soldiers would go in, shoot whomever, shoot the dog, shoot the cat,
Right.
shoot the whole family, rape the women, come out, sit around. He took us to a friend of his home, and they had like RPG'd it, you know, rocket propelled grenade.
Right.
That you carry on your shoulder. So if Ukraine does not win decisively and push them back out, and it's over and done, they're going to roll over into the Baltic state. There's no question. Yeah. And the reason I would say that securely now is because, and we have it now, we've been given it. Evgeny, when a lot of these, when the Russians came in and start destroying shops and what have you, you know, obviously Ukrainian army was counterattacking. In one shop he found, it was a huge, like, green bound train schedule routes of all the routes and train schedules inside the Baltic states, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania. Why would they be carrying that? They're still in Ukraine. They're trying to get to the capital. Why would they have a map like this? This thing, and it's not just, a map we would buy from Barnes and Noble.
Correct.
This is, a military map.
War
map.
Yeah. Yeah, it's enough to leave you speechless. I would say that.
Yeah. It's you're sitting. We're out today. We're outside in the backyard, but I'm always looking up.
Yeah.
Always.
You're currently on the road right now?
That's correct. We are probably halfway through Poland, heading to Lithuania. Yep.
Gotcha. And you guys were able to get a family out?
Yes. You notice they're all
everyone's asleep. Yeah.
Sleeping. Yeah.
So what's the goal? Where are you trying to get the family to get them to safety?
They are going to go with us and stay in Riga.
Okay.
Latvia.
Gotcha. And Latvia, as we've talked about in our last docuseries, they have it all set up to help people come in. They help them get jobs and homes, and
that is correct. That's correct.
Amazing stuff. Wow.
Yeah. Tough though. That was very difficult seeing, especially the young one, especially the older one, the 13-year-old, who has more of an understanding than the younger one, the 8-year-old. So seeing the kind of the separation, and I think he understands it, that his father must stay in Ukraine and help the war effort. It's very difficult. It was very difficult to see that. For me, it's I think this is the most difficult thing, seeing families broken apart.
Right.
Yeah. Kind of all senseless, at this point. But this is the nature and one of the side effects of a brutal war.
You are currently in London, is that correct?
Yes, a little weary, but I'm in London.
Yeah, you look exhausted, man.
Yeah, I am. I'm just, I'm fried.
So there's a lot going on. You've been meeting with Parliament and with Pakistan Parliament.
Ambassador of Pakistan.
Right.
This is for something else I'm working on. Miles Stacey, that might be tomorrow, chief advisor to the, I don't want to call him former prime minister, but
right,
he's obviously resigned, but he will stay, I think, in power till the end of the year.
Right. How is it meet with Parliament, and what is your goal? What are you hoping to accomplish doing that?
Well, as you know, I mean, every day is a new wake up. I am part of this large benefit concert that's happening tonight, actually 8 p.m. East Coast time.
Right.
On Mandolin. That is World Unite for Ukraine.com.
Okay.
It's a benefit concert. A group of us have been planning for quite some time. I mean, it's international artists, influencers, musicians, actors, and so forth from around the world that are part of this benefit concert to aid Ukraine. And I actually, along with a Grammy colleague who's a Grammy-nominated violinist, Ukrainian, Masha, right. We give the kind of opening speech to this, and we're followed by Pink Floyd is one of the acts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. No, this is some very big artists, along with some very, very famous top Ukrainian artists, of course.
Right.
And then, you know, we just heard not but an hour ago from the Russian missile strike in Venezia, which is where everybody might not know where Venezia is, but I think most people will know where Gorky Park.
Yeah.
I've heard that, and that's where that area is. It's a beautiful city on this canal, and it got hit and pretty brutal. And one of the musicians who was performing in this benefit got killed, along with the leader, who's, I think, in intensive care at the moment as well. Victoria Kamplonsky, who is one of the organizers of this event, you know, posted something, of course, the graphic and chilling imagery of a child in a, what would you call it? Push cart?
Stroller.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically got, well, there's nothing left. Pieces. Yeah, just pieces. So, yeah. So, you know, the concert must go on because, and I, no doubt, the memory of what's happened today, and the, can only send my deepest condolences to the families, of course. But the concert must continue because we must aid and help, and it is a tribute to their life and their death, you know.